Welcome back to another session of the Roundtable. Today is Sunday, January the 24th, 2020. This is playoff Sunday, actually, so playoffs should be starting in another 13 minutes or so. We're sorry for interrupting that playoffs, but the first quarter ain't gonna really matter too much, so you tune in with us for just a little bit. Today's session, I'm going to be talking to a young man who wrote two books, and one of his books is titled Heavy is the Crown Power, and the other book is Burning Bridges. The first book that we're going to be speaking in reference to, when you think about novelists and how they come up with the creativity of generating a book, a topic of a book, the Heavy is the Crown. When I sat down and read that book, I was like, where was he going with this? Where did he cultivate the thought process to create the writing of the characters and the dialogue of what he wrote? Because I'm actually, as I was reading it, I was watching the movie at the same time. And it's rare that you read books and you see the movie. You read books and you be like, wow, great story. But when I was reading this one at the same time, I was seeing the movie just be displayed. But I'm not going to spoil it. We're going to go to a quick commercial. And when we come back, I'm going to bring the young man up who wrote those two novels. All that and more at the Roundtable Session.
You are now tuned into Urban Voice Media.
Welcome back. As I stated earlier in the intro, Heavy is the Crown Power and Burning Bridges. Both of these books written by Tyrone W. Stringer.
What's up, my brother?
How you doing, T?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
All right, man. Glad to have you here this Sunday, playoff Sunday. Sorry for interrupting any type of playoff gatherings you might have planned.
Nah, you right. Much ain't happening in the first quarter, you know. You right.
Right. They all knocking the bugs off the first, and they filling each other out.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully it ain't high scoring like it was in the one game, man. Who was it? New Orleans had like 20-something points first quarter.
Right, but first quarter, yeah, that was over with. Then but I don't think it's gonna be like that this game. This bigger than that anyway. So
yeah. Tyrone, let me ask you. When did you start? When was it first noted to you that, hey, you know what, I'm good at writing stories? At what time period of your life?
Oh man, I don't know if I told many people this, but actually, man, I was in my second round of 12th grade. Yeah. So so I dropped out in 12th grade. So I had to go back the following year. Well, I went back the following year. They allowed me to come back. And I had to take an English test. It was more like it was a short story. That was the big grade that I needed to graduate. So we wrote a short story, and I got I think I got a B- or C+, whichever it was enough to pass me. But that one time, man, that's the only time I can ever remember complaining about a grade. And it really meant something to me. And then later on down the road, I came back across Donald Goines' book. Some years later, I came across Donald Goines and some Iceberg Slim, some stuff like that, and it was the same. It's written almost the same as what I had written without ever having any knowledge of how the guys wrote or not. It was very similar, so I said, well, I got some. So, but it still took me a while. Took me some years because I never really took it serious. So I would say that was probably 05 when I really started writing, 05, 06.
So did that C, by you getting the grade of C, did that make you, did that motivate you more to say, hey, I know I did better and I know I can do better?
Yeah. I thought I deserved a better grade for one, but it was the only time I could remember that I ever really cared about a passing grade. You know, it was a passing grade, and most people wouldn't really complain because I graduated and everything, but it kind of showed me like, well, dang, I did something that was pretty decent, and and I enjoyed doing it, but I still didn't pick it up quite at that time. But it kind of opened the door for later on. It helped me come back to that moment and say, well, I did this. I've done this before, and I think I can do more with it.
Mm-hmm. You do some public speaking as well, though, right?
I have since the COVID been going on. Like right when it hit is when I was planning on trying to find some places to speak. COVID messed all that up.
Tell me about your Stringer Legacy group that you have there on Facebook.
Working, hopefully turning into a full-fledged publishing company, at least where I can publish my own stuff and print my own stuff, so I don't have to go out and pay someone else to print my own books, and also to be able to help someone else who's trying to get in to be able to show them what I've learned, the knowledge that I've obtained, to be able to give them that.
Mm-hmm.
To do some TV stuff later on down the road.
Okay, sounds good. How's the weather up there where you are? Where are you located at?
We're in Rafton. They call it Rafton, the locals. It's Rutherford County. You got Forest City, Spindale, like right in that mix. So
Okay.
just about 30 minutes from Shelby. So a lot of people don't even know about the area.
I think there was a little you had a little bad weather up that way, clouds or something like that, overcast.
Yeah.
I think your signal got a little lost and said, well, maybe he's somewhere high up and there's some clouds or something going through.
You're right at the mountains. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not too far. Yeah, I think Lake Lure maybe less than an hour. Asheville is an hour away. Mm-hmm. So we're real close to the mountains.
I noticed in your book it seemed like you took a lot of your characters and your depiction of the area of what you talked about was from the location of where you grew up from.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to use what made you want to use local knowledge to create your characters?
They say write what you know, and that's kind of and also just want to show love to the area that I'm from, the people, even creating the names and different names of characters. Just always want to show love, and it is kind of writing what you know at the same time.
Okay. The first book I'm gonna speak on reference to is Heavy is the Crown Power. Mm-hmm. As I started reading this book, it floored me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought I was watching a movie.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate that.
And it's rare that I go back quick and read the book again and again. It's rare, but this one, I'll go back and read it again. No time soon. I'll go back. You took in this one. What made you want to go to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and start the story there?
It's something that I read a long time ago, and I always thought it should be some attention brought to it. It's about the children of Congo, and the children of Congo about kids maybe 10, 11, 12 years old. They were fighting in wars, and it just showed the people that were just in dire need of just help, mainly the kids though, going through such tough times. You had kids that was prostituting just to survive, just to eat. It was real bad. I'm not sure now what's going on there, but that's what got me to write it, and just over time, I just came up kind of with the story, just ran with it, just worked on it over a period of time, and that's what I came up with.
If you were to do the movie, if you were to make a movie off of this book, would you want to center it there in the Congo?
Yeah, I've thought about that. I wish I could visit. I wish I could visit there. It would have to be right now. I definitely couldn't do it right now. So we'll see what the years, next few years present. I
Okay.
would definitely like to do that.
Now, you focused this book on two characters, the brothers actually, Amari and Malik.
Mhm.
And do you have brothers, siblings, sister siblings?
I do have a brother that I just found out about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I think I even seen him a time or two, but I have two brothers actually, but I've never met them. So, but the names, the Amari and Malik, I got those names from my sons. My oldest son's middle name is Malik, and my youngest son his name is Omari, but I just changed the O and the A. So
Awesome,
I got
awesome.
the names from.
And it talked about the strong bond that these two brothers would never. They made a vow that they were playing soccer or football or something like that.
Yeah, playing soccer on the way home. The thing they don't see is they've already seen the violence, and they so when it gets up to I say it's an early climax. Them watching their parents, seeing what happened to their parents. They had already seen the violence from the guys beforehand, and they knew that they always had to stick together. So that's where the bond came from. Them just knowing that they had to stick together to one day this would probably happen again. And it just got as brothers. I'm pretty sure like you and Rick growing up early, you got a bond, just an undeniable bond. Let somebody do something really bad to you, hopefully you will have that bond, with your family, with your brothers.
Right, right, right. Um, would we spoil it if we tell what happened to the parents? Well, what the
Nah,
brothers seen?
nah,
Well,
it wasn't spoiled.
when the brothers came home and saw the parents getting violated, what made you want to take it that extra notch to say, "Hey, I got to make this so horrendous where people can understand what that brotherly bond really, really, truly means."
Yeah. Um, I just try to be a little bit detailed. I guess not so much, but I think that people will get the picture. As you see that happen to your parents, is that it's your parents. And this is your brother. No matter what, no shared something together that was just so bad that y'all gonna have the same feeling of,
Mhm,
you're gonna have the same feeling of what should happen down the road.
mhm. Now, when the brothers split up, and I won't tell
Mhm.
what how that broke down, but when the brothers
Mhm.
split up, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought that, man, this is going south. This ain't
Yeah,
looking good for the brother unity. It's broken for it's
yeah,
gone. You
yeah.
know, they can't possibly. And I'm thinking they're gonna meet back up and they're gonna hurt one another or
It's
they're
gonna
gonna
be
kill.
bad, right? Yeah.
And
I was hoping that people would think that way. That's why in the beginning I was trying to let you know that the bond was strong. They vowed to never break the bond anyway. So when you're reading that and you go back, you're like, well, dang, he said that the bond was strong. So that's kind of I was hoping for that reaction from people.
mhm. And as I got further deep into the book, you it kind of I still wasn't too sure in reference to
Hmm.
Malik as to
Yeah,
whether Malik was going to really, really whether they had done convinced him to no longer have that bond with his family, his brother, and so
yeah,
on. And I won't tell anything else in reference to what else. Just like you
yeah.
were talking about, you found your brother, you found two brothers and everything. I won't tell what
Mhm.
else they found in their life, in their family
Right,
unity.
right.
But because you got to buy the book, ladies and gentlemen. But it it made me feel good to see that no matter what, as you said earlier, no matter what may happen between you as a sibling,
Hmm.
there's some sort of a bond that would never be broken.
Right.
And it made me feel good to see that, in Malik's character, even though he went down a different path than Amari,
Hmm.
that brotherly, that family bond, it was still in there a great percentage.
Right, right.
Um, And you made me feel good because, man, I'm like, gosh, not another one, not a situation
Yeah,
where we just never be together again.
right.
But you talked about a lot of bloodshed.
Yeah.
What made you tell the truth of really what goes on in certain sectors of the world that a lot of Europeans and a lot of Americans really don't get the full picture about?
Yeah. Like I said, I wanted to be as resemblant as much as I could of actual what I've read and what I've seen, the videos I've seen over there, and wanted to let you know. I mean, it's not just guns and there's a lot of stuff over there. Like you said, machetes, a lot of machete. I talk about that a lot in the book. Um, but I just wanted to get it as close to what I felt like really goes on and try to be real genuine. I know it's a creative. I created the story, and it's not based off of anything that I've seen, lived. But I think I've watched enough videos and I got a kind of a good understanding of what happened. So I just wanted to get as close as possible to that as I could.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is the book. Heavy is the Crown, Power, Tyrone Stringer. And on the back, I'm reading, it says Tyrone W. Stringer is a African-American author and entrepreneur born and raised in Kingstown, in the Kingstown community of Shelby, North Carolina. Kingstown, is that named after the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
It is. It is.
Awesome.
I can't remember when it got established. I want to say in the 90s. I think they established, but all the locals, we still say Golden Ridge. We still call it that, but around the world, hopefully around the world, one day they'll know us as Kingstown.
Has any of Dr. King's siblings, if they ever been to Kingstown for any of the maybe the celebrations?
Praise and stuff. Not that I know of. We just had the we just had the Juneteenth celebration just recently. I haven't ever heard of anybody, any one of his family members being there. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome to have one of his relatives to come and participate, especially with it being named after their father. Where can they get a copy of Heavy is the Crown, Power?
You can go to Amazon and you can purchase it off that. If you could, I'm usually at the 321 Flea Market located in Dallas, North Carolina. It'd be great if you could come by and see me. I would love to see the people who actually spend money on a product of mine, just to thank you in person and shake your hand.
Awesome. And also, ladies and gentlemen, he can autograph it for you right there up in personal. It's nothing like getting an autographed book by the actual author and you know that you got it. And maybe also a photo op showing that, hey, this is what it is. Yes. The next book, now let me ask you, which book came first? Was it Heavy is the Crown?
No, that's real recent. That was just last year. It took me a long time to put together the second book. The first book, Burning Bridges, I did in 2012, actually.
Okay.
It took forever to write.
Oh, man. Now,
it's just because I didn't believe.
This book here, it seemed like you really, really focused on where you were from.
Right.
What made you, other than the fact you want to give back appreciation to your hometown or where you were born and raised, what made you use so many different aspects of the Shelby area?
Just saying, want to write what I knew. In the beginning, it was never intended to even come out. The book, like you said, I went back and seen some things. Was like, well, I know I can write. Let me try this again. So when I got to write, and it wasn't even, like I said, it wasn't to be brought out. It was just to see if I could do it. Then once I seen that I could do it, then I wanted to show my friends, like, hey, we can write books. We can do a million other things besides what I was doing at the time. I was just in the streets. I just wanted to show my friends, like, hey, I got this. We don't have to be in the streets. I don't know. I didn't ever think of making any money off of it. I just wanted to see them see me do it. So just wanted to use Shelby so they can relate, and they knew it wasn't far off. It wasn't a story in New York. It wasn't a story in L.A. It was here, and I probably forever do that. Some kind of way have it linked to whatever I'm doing, just so that people know, like I'm one of them for one, and anything possible, man, no matter where you're from.
You know, Tyrone, it's rare that you read a person's book and you see where they personally took time to truly give appreciation to certain people for supporting them in their writing process. And this one, were you in Columbus, Georgia at the time you wrote the book?
When I finished, I was. Yeah, once I finished, I was in Columbus.
Okay, because you had gave credit to Pat and Debbie at the old Circle K.
Right.
Um, and to me, if I influenced you so much to help you stay motivated to write a book, and you said what you said in the acknowledgments to me, man, that would mean the world. And I'm sure those two people are delighted the fact that you thought that much of them to remember all the encouragement they gave you to continue on and pressing.
Oh yeah. There was a big man. They was so big in me finishing it, because I'm gonna tell you I won't tell you exactly what I was doing, but I used to hang around the store a lot in Columbus, that same store on Buena Vista Road. I used to hang out at the store a lot, late night sometime. Um, but I started writing while I was sitting there. I started back working on the story. The story changed maybe 3 or 4 times throughout the whole process, but I just kept writing, and just for something to do. And they would ask, like, what you working on, what you writing? So I would let them read it, and they just motivated me to keep writing. Just time after time, like, hey, you need to finish this. What happened? Because they would ask me every time they see me to read it, and they're like, what happened? What Kojak do next, and this and that. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna just work at finishing it. So I finally finished it. And I said, well, you need an editor. And I didn't really want an editor. I didn't even want just get it published. I just wanted to do everything my own, my first. So that's the reason I hadn't moved on further to trying to have it published. But yeah, I appreciate those ladies, though.
You had also gave special thanks to your children, your wife and your children and your mother, and you you apologize. You said, I apologize a million times for not being there as much as I should have
Right.
by trying to do what I thought would be the best for all of us. I miss a
Yeah.
lot of your childhood. That was
Oh
deep.
yeah, yeah. I missed out on a lot of my oldest boys growing up, and it's crazy to say that I don't even know if I would have really been there at that time. I wasn't really in a good, I wouldn't say a real great mind state. I was still street in the streets a lot, and I still had that same mentality of being in the streets. And the people that I was around, uh, you know, wasn't a great crowd. I mean, them still my friends to this day, but what we were doing at that time wasn't the best choices that I've made. So uh, I missed a lot of time with him, especially moving. I was trying to move away from all the things that were going on. I had got shot. I watched my friends be shot 5 times, uh, locked up here and there. Uh, so I thought the best thing to do was to move with my family then to Columbus, to just to clear my mind, to get a restart, and I would come back and visit my oldest boy time to time. Those times was so long, the stretch was so long, I missed out so much time. And I don't necessarily know that that was the best choice. It seems like it now, and I hope it was. And but me and him have grown so much uh, here lately, and I'm just proud of it. I'm glad of what he's doing. Try to stay in his life for sure.
That's great.
Here on.
That's, you placed 3.5 pages full of all the people that influenced you in some capacity throughout your journey of writing this. And on page 7, you placed me, my brother, and my sister on that, along with one great neighbor that, I knew you and him were really close, with us, playing football and stuff like that together, Ephraim Stroud.
Yeah.
There's a lot of family members and friends you placed in this in reference to your credits. And I encourage everyone, if it's just to see your name in this book, go purchase the book. Go grab this book right here, because this book right here, it has a strong connection. Shelby, North Carolina, Golden Ridge, North Carolina, / Kingstown, North Carolina. It has a strong connection, and people, you'll be amazed at the things that you do in your life that connects to another person's life. And I feel this book right here was the connection that you gave back to that era. And just by reading, I think everyone would appreciate it. Could you go a little bit in detail and letting everyone know really tell other people what Burning Bridges is.
The idea of Burning Bridges was me leaving, like I said, me trying to move on from that part of my life, from not being in the streets, not making the dumb decisions. And it's just like, you burn a bridge and it's never meant to be crossed again. And that's where the title comes from. But the book is based off my life. It's not to the T. There's some things that's exaggerated. There's some things that's real in it. There's some names that's been changed. But it's real life situations in it. But it's based off my life, and just wanted to show my growth and being a troubled guy, trying to come up with a business plan, figuring out that I had something, but had to go back to the streets to get the capital for it. And so doing that, you still having to duck and dodge trouble, and along the way, I found my wife, and that's the story in a nutshell. But it's so much other stories that's in it. It's a message to us, a message to our Black people. There's like I say, just giving back, just telling the people that I appreciate their time, the time that they've given me. Because one way or another, those people all have influenced me in some kind of way, or they've done something for me. But my life wouldn't be the same without each one of those people.
You said that you found your wife. Would that be her?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Now it looked like you might be cutting up. She looked a little frustrated with you.
Yeah, that was the intent, man. That was the intent, was her getting fed up. So in that story, in the book, it's a spot where you may get that. You may see what that is.
Awesome. Okay, we got an update.
Oh, yeah.
Tampa Bay 7, Green Bay 0. Uh-oh. Well, has anyone contacted you or reached out to you that may have come across your book and said, "Hey, let's do a short story or a movie film on it"?
No, not yet. Like I said, the book's been out a long time, but I really never pushed it. Just here recently, man, I've kind of started pushing a little bit more. I started trying to find some ways to market it and advertise a little bit more. But like I said in the beginning, I never really intended it to come out. I just wanted something for the neighborhood, something for Shelby, people to see and to do. But things now, I see a possibility of some things change. I would definitely love to do a little film, short film for Burning Bridges to the most. I'm about to start working on a strip for it, and just got to put some more things. But I got 1 or 2 more books I'm trying to knock out, and then I'll get to some screenwriting.
Let me go back to the Heavy is the Crown Power. Mm-hmm. At the end of this one, it ended as if there's going to be a sequel. Is that true?
Yeah, it'll be a sequel. Yeah.
Awesome. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm like, no, you didn't. You're gonna leave me like that. You wait till I see him. You're gonna do me like that. I mean, see, I was really all in. I was all in bed. I was in, man. You had me
Yeah.
sucked in. I'm like, I want more. I want more. I want more.
Yeah.
And then you ended it. I'm like, heavy is my crown now.
Yeah. There's a lot to come, man. It's a lot more. You'll see some with the lady. I won't say what she is to him, but with the women, it's gonna be something with them as well. It should be an interesting second half.
But you know what, though? Some of the best movies, like you look at Underworld and how many different versions Underworld had, and like The Matrix, you know what? So many people was waiting on another Matrix and another one and another one. And now so many people, I'm an Underworld fanatic. I love Underworld.
Right.
I can watch it over and over and over, all of them. Waiting for a new one, though. I'm waiting for a new one. And that's where you carried me with Heavy is the Crown Power. I'm like, I want more. Give me more. Give me more. So you did a great job, man. You did a great job.
And I appreciate it. I really appreciate that.
And
it's working.
Whoever that teacher was, we ain't gonna call her or his name out that gave you that C. Had you given him the B or A he felt he deserved and probably did, you may have been in this book. But Heavy is your crown. I appreciate that.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
Anytime you come out with something new, reach out to Urban Voice Media. We'd be more than happy to bring you back to the Roundtable Session, talk about what you're doing. Like I said, I'm waiting on the movie. This is a must. Somebody needs to grab this and support you behind this one, because this is great right here. The other one is great. This one is the movie. That's the movie there. Like I say, anytime you have something that you're working on or just completed, feel free to come back to us. We'll be more than happy to do an interview with you. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, you can get both books. We'll do it that way. Since that one's first, I don't know if we can get it in. Am I getting it? Yeah, there we go. You can get both books at Amazon, or like you said, you can go to the 321 Flea Market in Dallas, North Carolina on the weekends, and he'll be there to personally sell you one and autograph it.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Tyrone, I appreciate it, my brother.
Oh yeah, man, appreciate it.
If you're interested, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get to that game. Until next time, brother, you stay safe.
Hey, I appreciate you. Appreciate love, bro.
All right, man.
Have a great one.